Hey, what's up guys? It's Jonathan with Rare Free Moto. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about preventing a motorcycle drop from hopefully happening again. Let's go.
All right, guys, so this is my first recorded ride. We'll call it a redemption ride. This is my first recorded ride since I dropped my Harley Davidson Lowrider ST. So let's talk about it. Just leaving my mom's house. As of the recording of this video, it's Sunday, and when I'm not working, I try to make sure I visit my mom after church. Always want to make sure that you are good to your mom. But yeah, this is my first recorded ride. This is actually, really, today's my first day riding since the video that you may have seen. I'll throw a link up in the corner. Put a link in the description to the video of when I dropped my motorcycle, dropped my Lowrider ST the other day. And man, was I mad at myself. Like, you know, I've been riding for 22 years, and you kind of feel like, you know, it's not going to happen to you. You know that you're past that, and that's not a good way to feel. I think that you know, sometimes a little humbling can be a good thing. You never want to be complacent, especially on a bike, especially on a motorcycle, because all it takes is a split second for something to happen. Somebody pulls out in front of you, something bad happens, right? You drop your motorcycle. So complacency is what causes problems in a lot of things, not just on a motorcycle, right? Just driving and anything, right? So shame on me for being complacent and not being more careful, right? Actually, I'm gonna try to go left up here. Battle some traffic. Hopefully it's not too bad on a Sunday. Alright, so why did I drop my motorcycle? Like, that's one of the things that I've been trying to analyze it. And what happened is I was riding, you know, this road that I was kind of unfamiliar with, and I took a left-hand turn onto another road that I definitely had never been down before. And I took the left because I was trying to like face back towards the sun. It was a beautiful sunset, like, and I just wanted to see more of the sky from that angle as it was setting. And so I took a left turn onto a road that I didn't know at all, and it looked, I wasn't really sure where it was going to take me. But it immediately, after I turned left onto it, it turned into, like, within probably 200 feet, it turned to dirt. 300 feet, something like that. It was a couple hundred feet. It turned to dirt almost immediately. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't just any dirt. It was freshly graded. So somebody had just pushed a tractor down it, and it was super soft and churned up, and just like not good to ride on. So I saw a cross street to my right, and as soon as I saw that cross street, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a U-turn. So started to do a U-turn, and it was like the perfect storm of things that happened. So, you know, and watching the video, I was testing out some new gloves, some new heated gloves. It's another video I recently posted for Save Your Heated Gloves, and the gloves were great. The problem is that I wasn't used to them, and they're heated and they're padded, right? So they've got a lot of extra stuff around your fingers, more than I'm used to with the gloves I'm usually riding with, right? So these are Indie Ridge gloves that I'm riding with right now. They give me good control of the throttle, and they've got good padding. Now the Savior heated gloves are good gloves, but they have pretty good control for heated, like colder weather riding gloves. I've definitely had worse, but I was not used to it. And earlier in that ride, I had actually, like when I went to go pull off from a parked or a stopped position, I actually stalled the bike. And I'm not saying that never happens, but stalling the bike almost, like, I don't think I've ever done it on this bike. I don't think I've ever done it on the Harley Lowrider ST. So that was probably my warning sign that when I stalled the bike earlier in the ride, that I probably should have been a little more careful, because I believe that those really thick padded gloves that I wasn't used to was affecting my ability to kind of have good, firm, predictable throttle control. And I'm not making excuses here. I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened. So if you watch the video, you'll see that there's not really a whole lot of engine throttle at the time that I go down. Now after I go down, I had my hands on the throttle, so I revved it a lot, but that was after it went down. And thankfully the tire wasn't on the ground at that point, but there was very little throttle, and so I think that's one of the reasons I went over, and then I had no traction on top of that. So two different things working together in a perfect storm, you know. And I think that I had grabbed the front brake just prior to that too, which is normal. Like I'll when I'm coming to a stop, I'll ease on the front brake, but really you don't want to do that if you're in a questionable surface like that, or if you have the front wheel turned. You don't want to grab that front brake because it's going to totally throw off your balance. And so it was a big no-no, and I'm not really sure why the heck I did it. I think the whole thing was like, I need to get out of here, I need to get out of this dirt. And I was more thinking about that than it was about, you know, controlling the motorcycle. Properly. And so, you know, the bike went down, and I immediately picked it up. That's one thing I'm proud of. I am very good at picking up a downed motorcycle. I learned that in police motor school. I dropped my bike a lot in police motor school, and even as a motor officer, just practicing, you do drop the bike from, you know, it happens, right? So you need to, especially like if you drop it on the street, need to know how to pick up your bike quick. And so that's what I did. I got down, I grabbed a hold of the handlebar, I knew the bike was in first gear, and I put my butt into the seat, my lower back and butt into the seat, grabbed grabbed the saddlebag area with my left hand, grabbed the handlebar with my right hand, and kind of squatted the bike up. And that's really the best way to pick up a heavy motorcycle. So I got it out of the way, got it picked up, got the kickstand down, kind of assessed the damage, but then I had to move it, right, get it out of that intersection just in case. So I moved it and then looked at it some more. But yeah, it was definitely humbling. And tell you what, when I posted the video, trust me, I thought about not, because it's like it's a shameful thing. We think about like, oh, I'm such an idiot, I did that, and I don't want anybody to know about it. But like the reality is that it happens to everyone at some point, right? If you ride long enough, you're gonna drop a motorcycle, or you're gonna crash a motorcycle. You're gonna go, what do they say? There's two kinds of riders: the kinds that have been down, and the type that have been down, and the type that are going down, right? So I've been down before. I've dropped bikes before, and but it's been a while. And I think we get overconfident. I know I was certainly not expecting that to happen in the moment. Again, it took me by complete surprise, and my heart sank when it happened, because this is not a work motorcycle. This is my bike. This is my bike I'm making payments on, and it's certainly I was so afraid that the bike was going to have bad damage. Now it's damaged, but it's all cosmetic scratches, so it's not a big deal. But in the moment, it's crushing. So my advice to anybody out there is know that that it can happen to you. That if it hasn't happened to you, plan that it will. And that's why you should always wear some sort of gear. Now, I don't always wear my jacket. I'm definitely guilty in the hot weather of not wearing my riding jacket. But I always wear my full face helmet and boots that cover the ankle, and jeans. So I'm sort of mostly protected, but you always want to, prepare. But the other thing I'll say is get crash bars or engine guards or whatever you want to call them. That's something that it's expensive. They don't come on this Harley Davidson. They don't come standard with the Lowrider ST, and you can get them if you want front and rear. It's going to cost you around $900 to $1,000 depending on, well, you can get Amazon ones probably for less, but who knows if they'll fit properly. And I know that they ride a little lower, so you're not going to have as much ground clearance for cornering. So I went with the ones that I've ordered at this point, as of the recording of this video, are from Original Garage or OG Garage, or I'm sorry, OG Moto or Original Garage Moto. And yeah, they actually gave me a first responder discount of 10%, so I did save a little bit. But man, I mean, they're expensive. But if I had them installed when I dropped the bike, I probably wouldn't have had any damage to my saddlebag and fairing and derby cover on the primary. So, it's an investment, right? It's an investment in it's almost like insurance, right, for your motorcycle. Now, if I were to crash at a higher speed, they would be invaluable, because if I have crash bars at higher speed, then the idea is that if I low side, then the bike will slide on those and not on my leg. So really I should have done it, and shame on me for being a cheapskate and thinking that I'm an experienced rider, so I don't need that, or I can wait on that. Certainly lesson learned, right? A little humble pie is good for everybody every now and then. And I can tell you that I have definitely learned my lesson. And I was surprised at another thing, is that I really thought I was going to get ripped a new one. by YouTube, the YouTube community, when I posted the video. I posted the video because I wanted to maybe take away the stigma of dropping your motorcycle, and show people that it happens. But I was also worried that people were going to heavily criticize me, you know. But I was really I've been really surprised. I mean, yes, there's a few what I will call Richards out there that are saying negative things, but it's like probably 1 to 2% of the comments are negative. The majority of people are just saying, like, well, you know, maybe just matter of fact things like, oh, I should have had crash bars. True, can't deny that. Other people have been helpful in their analysis of the bike being dropped, like, hey, maybe you know, make sure you're in the friction zone, you know, make sure you got power to the rear wheel, make sure you hold the rear brake, and not and stay off the front brake at low speeds like that, which is all stuff I know, but I'm so thankful. Like, I knew that, but it still didn't prevent me from screwing up, you know, like I made a mistake. But I've just been so, like, I'm so thankful for people giving their advice, and that's solid advice. They're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. That's what I did wrong. I didn't have power to the rear wheel, and I had bumped the front brake with the wheel turned, and that's what threw me off balance. And then, you know, down she went with no traction at all. So I was really thankful for the advice that people give. Most people were very positive in their delivery of the advice. If you go through the comments on that video, most people are just absolutely encouraging, like, hey, this is what you can do better, but it happens, like, to the best of us, and don't beat yourself up too bad. And then a lot of people were so generous to be able to actually share their story of when they dropped their bike, or worse, you know, maybe gotten a crash. And so I think that helps, like, talking about it, getting it out there. It helps to destigmatize it, because it happens to everybody. And, you know, if you say, well, it's never happened to me, I'm the best rider ever, and it's never going to happen to me, well, you know, it might happen to you, and so I hope it doesn't, right? But it might, and so just be ready for that, and don't be complacent, right? I think one of the comments said that looked like a fake drop, and that you're breathing, you were breathing so hard you should. Well, let's start with the fake drop. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I wish it was a fake drop, but certainly it was not a fake drop. My bike is definitely got the battle scars to prove it, and I don't know anyone that would drop their Harley or any motorcycle on purpose unless it was a total, like, beater with a million dents in it, and they just didn't care what happened to it. So to say that is just like, okay, dude, whatever, like, you know. And then another comment said, because you know, when it happened, man, I was definitely breathing hard, and it wasn't because I'm not in the most excellent shape ever, but I do a lot of cardio, at least a couple times a week. I'm usually doing cardio or lifting weights or whatever. So I'm not like this most amazing fit person in the world, but I do spend some time working out. And somebody said, like, you're breathing so hard, you need to hit the gym. If you're breathing so hard after picking up that little motorcycle, you need to hit the gym. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, the bike is over 700 pounds, so it's, I mean, last time I checked, that was a decent amount of weight. But also, really, it wasn't even about the workout of picking up the bike. it was the trauma, the shock, you know, the stress of the moment. Like, a stressful situation is going to get your breathing going, and this it's just so funny. Like, I put it out there, so it is what it is. Like, you know, I think it's funny though, like some of the things that people say, and I guess that's what makes the world go round, right? That's people. So it is what it is. I didn't delete the comment, but I think I made a snarky comment like, yeah, okay, dude, like, you're awesome. Thanks for the couch quarterback analysis. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's just funny, the comments. So overall, I was very thankful for the support of the YouTube riding community, the biker community on YouTube. I was very, very impressed. Like, I really think that it shows the goodness of people when you read comments like that are like, hey brother, like, you know, you're not the only one, we've all been there, and ride on, right? So thank you to all of you who took the time to share an experience, to comment, to offer some words of encouragement, and to kind of make me feel better, because that's really what you did. And I'm just really grateful for all of you. Really grateful. You know, you feel bad, you feel stupid when it happens, and you learn from it. But to have the support of so many people that were just fantastic, as far as the way you all have been so supportive. So if you've left you know, a nice comment for me, or a supportive comment, I'm very thankful. If you left a Richard comment, that's okay too, whatever. You can say what you want. I think it happens to all of us, and you know, it's just one of those things. You know, I'm just glad that I wasn't hurt, and the damage is cosmetic. So this thing's riding great. So how much can I really complain? How much can I really complain? If you saw the video and you disagree with like no, that's not why you dropped it. That's best as I can figure. The reason that I dropped it were those reasons I just talked about. Is the grabbing the front brake at the very last minute there, and no power to the rear wheel. And what was the other thing? No power to the rear wheel. Oh, and just no throttle. Bad throttle control. Oh, and having that wheel turned. That's that rear cylinder deactivation, if you can hear that. Bike's hot, so it changes idle when you are stopped and in neutral to deactivate one of the cylinders to cool the engine. So but yeah, I just want to say, again, I just want to say thanks so much to everybody that that was so supportive during my traumatic moment, and I appreciate you all. So you can still, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can still see a little bit of the scratches, but at this point they're battle scars. I've got a custom primary or derby cover on the way to replace the scratched up one, so I'm really looking forward to showing you guys that. It's gonna be really cool, and I'm gonna see if I can talk to some people about getting those buffed out a little bit better, the scratches that you can still kind of see, but it's not a big deal. Even if they're not repairable, which I think they are, I'm not going to sweat it. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys, and remember, it's who you're becoming, that's what matters most. Appreciate all of you. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks so much for watching today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Rev Free Moto and like this video. That helps me out. God bless. We'll see ya.